Hello everyone. Here we are, middle of June 2021. I thought I would update people on just a perspective, what I see happening. So I wrote down some things. I hope you don't mind if I use a few notes. Let's start with the obvious things, right? We have a high demand for labor and a very low supply of labor, which is artificially low because of borders that normally would be open and free movement are closed and highly regulated. It is possible to get in, highly unlikely for most people. Since businesses have no labor to choose from when they try to expand and meet demand, demand is high. There's no labor to choose from, right? 5% unemployment or less. It's maybe 3 or 4. It's really basically everyone who wants to work is working, and even some that don't want to work are working. And what we're left with is, I mean, excuse me, I'm not trying to be mean, but we're left with people with serious problems, okay? Different things. Sometimes you might say it's their own fault, like drug addiction. Other times you might say it's not, like psychological issues. But people that just can't hold down a job. They exist in every society. And when you get down to about the 4-5% level, you're going to be seeing a lot of these people come through. And that's what employers are seeing. As an example, I have a friend in recruitment. I've known him for many years, and he says that he has he's just had to put a meth addict to work. So he's asked this guy to go to work, and he's given him a couple of chances. And then he's thrown up his hands in the air thinking, what am I doing? He's just ruining his reputation, right? So, I mean, this is the balance that experienced people are forced to evaluate now, which they would never evaluate before because there's no options. So that's just one example. I'd like to bring up one more example of a mechanic friend that I know. So he's got a business. It's been around for 30 years, maybe more. But now he's so busy, he's not doing any marketing. He's purely just scheduling clients. And the schedule is going out to the 7th week now. He's got 6 weeks of fully booked. You can't get anything done until the 6-week waiting list is completely expired. He's going into his 7th week, and he says, you know what? I stopped accepting business. The longest I've heard is 6 months. So imagine you're a business in New Zealand, which is typical. You have a lot of work and no options to increase capacity to do the work because there are no supply of labor that's available, that's reasonably able to hire and manage, okay? Other than stealing it from your competitor, which people have done. That's been happening. Recruiters are struggling as well. So what they're doing now, I've talked about one example where recruiters are using people that normally they wouldn't employ, call them rather unemployable, I would say, for almost anything, just unreliable. But they're using them. Another thing that they have been doing is taking from one client, headhunting from a client and putting into another client. So if you look at, for example, the database that recruiters have, right? What is it full of? It's full of CVs. And which CVs do they know the best? Well, the ones that they've already placed somewhere. And who is it easy to contact? Well, those people that they have relationships with, it's easy to contact. So when they're headhunting, guess what is on their A priority list? They're going to headhunt from people they know. And that's in clients that they've dealt with. So this is a little bit of a shady gray area. It's not illegal to call someone and to offer them work. It's open. But I mean, there's an ethical question here, isn't there? But this has always been the problem with recruiters, the ethical questions. And then how do they answer them? And it's usually money that helps make the answer happen, isn't it? So a company says, I need a really qualified, well, doesn't matter, electrician. Do you know anyone? Said, just a minute, I'll get back. So the recruiter, where does he go? To the database. What does he look at? People he knows. Who does he call? People with a relationship. Who's that? From a client he placed before, right? So we're having this sort of thing happen where recruiters are using people that they know to pull from one client to another. And yeah, that's been done. It's been going on for a while now. And that's another response of the market. And you know, it's not all bad as far as the big picture. because what's happening as a reflex of that, employers are forced then to make sure their employees are happy. So, New Zealand has seen the wages go up by at least a couple of dollars in the last year, on average. And this is from everyone, low to high. If you're a reliable laborer, you just had a $2 pay raise in the past year. So this is great for people coming out of high school looking for work. It's like, whoa, hey, it's a lot different than my brother when he went to school, came out of school. My brother came out of school 2 years ago, and I'm making $2 more than he did. It's like it changed really quickly. So what is needed? Let's look at a quick review here. Quick review, what's needed? Every single trade, if you're qualified tradesman, you are needed here. It's almost without any question that's the case. Also, every single engineer, if you're an engineer especially on the higher levels, if you've got a PMP qualification, and if you're a chartered engineer, you have great needs here, right? So this is just really, we're looking at everyone has super high demand, and a lot of people from abroad are able to fit that demand. Now, do you have to be a qualified tradesman to get in? No, today not. No, you can find work easily. You can be a driver even. You can be a good laborer and find work. But the trouble is for you guys, you'll need to find the job that suits your long-term vision. So if you want to come here on a contract, let's say you're not married, there's more opportunities for you to get established on one level with a contract, and then hopefully build a reputation and jump up to another level on the residency track. And I've known people to do this successfully. Hold on, keep watching. This is the biggest opportunity that has ever happened in New Zealand job market history. The opportunity is to prepare now and be part of the first wave. If you're committed, it's a great opportunity. It works the same in Australia as well. New Zealand, Australia, bring it on. Let me see your CV, and if you're interested, I'm glad to tell you at no cost how I can help you, and you just take that advice and go away if you want. Or you come back in half a year or 2 months or 2 weeks or the next day and take me up on it. That's how I roll. That's how I do things. All right, I'm going to sign off now. Take care and thank you. Bye.